So, now that we have copious amounts of plane smelters, it's time to tidy up a few old bits around my earlier base, and then we will cap the episode by building plane smelters everywhere. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series, just in time! Research speed level 3. So first things first, actually, let's go ahead and pick some new technologies to research, because we have some fairly important ones. I'm going to go ahead and research planetary ionosphere utilization, which allows me to do something I've only referenced up to this point. God, look how fast we're chewing through those. This allows the ray receiver to consume graviton lenses, to increase the max output power. Haven't done that yet in this series, have done it a bunch in the past. Also, we need to go ahead and unlock the ability to create antimatter. Mass energy storage is the recipe, and we do this at particle colliders using photons, which are gathered from the ray receivers. It's not really using this technology to do it. This is just allowing the ray receiver's output to be increased by using graviton lenses, which is separate. I'm also going to go ahead and queue up controlled annihilation reaction and artificial star. Universe matrix, we'll get to that. I think first, though, let's see what else I can get away with that doesn't involve using those. If anything. I think I've pretty much researched everything. Nice. Ray transmission efficiency, I can queue that up. Nice. Nice. Okay, a few more good upgrades that I can get queued up and running while we work on cleaning up something that annoyed the ever-living out of me in the previous episode. And probably, I shouldn't say probably, because I actually know definitely, some of you as well. So let's go ahead and just undo this. I know I'm deleting a little bit of hydrogen. Well, not deleting, but... Alright, so... I want this to empty out. Let me add one more piler here. We're going to clean up the old hydrogen storage area, as you already saw from what I just did. But we're going to do more than just that, because that was kind of a distraction at the end of the episode. It wasn't something I was expecting. It wasn't something I was expecting to see. But I saw it, and it was clearly something that took up an unexpected amount of time and energy, so I'm going to deal with it. Let's get this piler in place. As long as you have multiple pilers going into a combined line, 2 or more, then you're actually getting the efficiency bonus from the piler. I didn't really take that into account when I built that piler, because I was just moving the piler that I'd already had down rather than fixing the problem. So now I'm going to fix the problem, because I'm ready for the problem to not be a problem anymore. So what have I got here? We have this massive tower. We have 2 outputs. So really, if I'm going to have anything piled, first of all, where's this coming from? I need to remind myself where all of this is coming from. So this is an import line, it seems. Yep. Coming from a couple different directions. I mean, I suppose I can do the same thing here and get it piling. The main thing is just that I need to make sure... I want to eventually dismantle this, and I want all the storage to be down here. So... Because what I would like to do is, I've got all these inputs combining here, and it's kind of messy. The spaghetti here is ridiculous, and if I could spread this out a little bit, I can address the issue more reasonably. I'm going to try to handle it in real time, though, which is a bit of a dicey proposition. All right, let's go ahead and make a couple more pilers. I might be able to get away with putting one there. Let's see. All right, building one right now, but can I place it? Yes, I can. Excellent. Which means I can place one there as soon as it's built in approximately 2 seconds. 1 second. There we go. Alright, so there's lots of piling happening here. But not in a way that I regret whatsoever. So interestingly enough, because of the rate at which all of that is entering... Oh wait, hang on. It's not fully piled. Now it is. There we go. It's actually using all three... no, it's only using 2 of them. Now what I'm curious about is... Yeah, it's still filling up. See, what I kind of need to do at this point, as much as I dislike it, is I need to disconnect the inward feeds so that it's only outputting. Now, of course, one of these pilers is on a line that's not even connected to storage tower itself. The good news is this is emptying out quite quickly, and this is going to last a good while. So what I can essentially do is just let this run, let this slowly drain, and then I'll be able to come back and delete this and clean this up a lot, because I would really like to. Yeah, this is definitely... I mean, it's filling up a little bit, just because of the sheer amount coming in. Incredible density of these lines coming out. But notice that it's like... it's completely chewing through it. If we look at this line here, it's pretty much constantly moving in all directions. It might not remain that way, but for the time being, it absolutely is. So I'm just going to let this tower empty out. It'll take a while, but we have plenty to do in the meantime. So, let's get on that, shall we? I can probably go ahead and, first of all, place these here. We're going to place those there. We're going to place these here. I'm going to make as much room as I can. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Oh, I just put it in my inventory. Good, that's fine. Planetary ionosphere utilization done. Ionosphere utilization, rather. That's done. I've still got some plane filters in my inventory. So... where are you? Add you over here? No. Over here. Yes. Alright, so I'm going to grab as much of this as I can in one go. And then, oh, of course. There's still one other thing. $40 of them I can just make. It's a beautiful thing. And then I can go ahead and build 36 more. So this is probably, to be honest, it's probably all the plain smelters that I'm going to need. That's literally all. I just completely robbed my interstellar logistics station of any kind of unipolar magnets that it was holding. Worth it, though. Alright, so, question. Are we running short of these? Kind of seems like we are. Unless you're bringing me more literally right now. Yes, you are. Perfect. Alright, so now I no longer have any. So satisfying. I no longer have any unipolar magnets to use. So I just want to look around and make sure that I've got everything upgraded here. I'm pretty sure that I do, but there might be a few outside locations where I'm smelting stuff. Research is moving along at a very reasonable clip. I'm happy to see that. What's going on here? Yep, that's completely full. How are the plane filters looking? Good, I've got 200 sitting right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab those. I'm pretty sure that's... See, this is why I wasn't paying attention to this, aside from forgetting about it. Which I completely did. I still haven't gone back and looked, like, when I built this. I'll be especially ashamed, and, well, it's amusing, but I'll be a little bit ashamed if I built this after I got back from my trip, but I'm pretty sure I built this well before I even went out of town. So I just completely forgotten it existed. But one of the reasons I wasn't looking at it is you can see clearly here, there's nothing getting past these. And so the even concept of needing this was not present in my mind for the last several episodes because I'm just not at capacity. So glad it's there, but right now it's not catching anything. And we need more plane filters being built if it's going to catch anything. I clearly have all of the Casimir crystals that I will ever need, which is nice, I suppose. How are we looking over here? Completely fine. I'm guessing that we are totally full up. Yes, we are. On these. So we're going to have a partial Dyson like frame. We'll have a Dyson ring around this star, or maybe a dual Dyson ring. That'd be kind of cool. All right, so this is totally backed up at the moment, which is expected because it's not actually pouring anything into these containers. We're just emptying this one out, and I can go ahead and delete this one and slowly watch it drain away. But while that's happening, let's go ahead and head to Alpha Andromedae 3 and 4. Look at that. Very, very healthy Dyson swarm. Not the healthiest that it can be because of the way... the position that I have the EM rail ejectors on this particular planet, and the fact that it goes around a gas giant. The combination of those two factors has led to a bit of an interesting situation. Whoa! I actually missed. So it's possible to have an even brighter, more brilliant, and more productive in terms of power Dyson swarm. Not worried about it, though. Okay, first things first. Now, this is comically unnecessary, but we're going to do it anyway. So this is a pure, like, titanium export world, even though one is clearly not necessary. Also, it seems like I'm still completely full on energetic graphite here, which is hilarious to me. So this planet is completely fine. What else are we... I have a lot of silicone here. That's good to know. Silicon, rather. So... that's that. Oh, you know what? Might as well, while I'm looking at this... let's replace this with proper mining equipment, shall we? That's most of the deposit. I'll take that. Or I could do this and do the entire deposit. Okay. I could rotate it a little, I suppose, like this, and maybe get the whole thing. Hang on. We might. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's not going to actually fit the whole thing. So, we shall just do this. It is still powered, thankfully, and I'll just connect you right there. Done. Power-wise, this planet is completely okay. Like, I've got more than enough power on this planet. It's kind of absurd. One thing I could do here... you know what? I'm going to do this, because eventually I'm going to reach a point where... yeah. Notice that they bring 500 now because the cap on these has been elevated. Eventually I'm going to reach a point where I need to export those things to other systems. So I want to go ahead and have this particular world ready to export to other worlds. All right, now let's head to Alpha Andromedae 4. For a second I forgot that we don't have an inner planet to our system. The gas giant that we're orbiting is Alpha Andromedae 1. So I looked around like, where's the other one? I was like, oh, wait. Now power here is still, I mean, it's a little dicier. It might even be worthwhile to import some of that energetic graphite here, because with what I'm about to do, yeah, this is pretty huge. Oh, interesting. Look at this. Could use the upgrade tool for this. I think I will. Let's just upgrade facilities. So power is definitely a problem here. Yep, absolutely a problem. So what we're going to have to do... I do have... Really? So I have some of that importing. Oh, I'm just not burning nearly enough of it. Okay, well that is easily resolved. That's hilarious. Let's see how much that helps. And there we go. Problem more or less solved. Although I still want to add a little bit more here because... Let's add 5 more to each. Oh, there's a deposit there. I can hide that though. Is a thing that you can do. Haven't done it a lot in this series, but you can do it. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still there. It's just hidden, so you can build over it. It's quite a handy little function. Alright, so now I need to figure out what is going on here. Because we clearly don't have enough silicone coming in. You know what? Silicon. I'm using both terms interchangeably, which is wrong. I'm realizing there's one thing I can do here. I'm going to build a couple of pilers. And I'm going to put them on these lines here. And this might help this situation resolve a little bit. Because there's currently just one line coming into this. So if I can double the density on that line, let's see how much piling these two resolves that situation. Pilers are a newer element of the game to me. I've still done a little bit of learning during the series on how exactly to use these. Which wasn't obvious to me right away. Alright, so what that's done... Alright, so you can... Let's see how that affects things. Well, that's pretty nice, actually. It does seem like it's reaching a lot more of those now, which is... I almost didn't expect that to happen. Okay, so maybe I can repeat that luck. Copper is fine. Let's take a look at what I have going on over here. Alright, these are completely empty and no longer producing at all, which means I can remove this entirely. I can also delete you, delete you. Probably should leave the rest of you, although I would rather do this. There we go. Let's delete you. Place you there. Okay, so we have the one iron line. Now, I remember putting pilers back here before. Oh, hello. That's no longer necessary, is it? So I'm fairly sure this is already pretty dense. Yeah, I see multiple pilers working there. So, although... Okay, so yeah, this is very heavily piled. Despite the fact that it's set up that way, however... Yeah, this deposit's almost completely gone. That one's still being worked on. What about over here? This deposit's also still being worked on. So all of that is very heavily piled. The line's about as dense as it's going to get. And yet, when you come down here, it's not satisfying the demand of all of these producers. Although now I'm actually seeing it pile up a bit. Perhaps due to the smelting? Yeah, the amounts in here are actually increasing. So that's good. Unexpected, but good. So we're not fully saturating these lines, and this is, like, hugely inefficient in a lot of ways. But I'm not at power capacity. And I'm not likely to be, given the situation that I'm describing. I could potentially even delete these, but I think I'll hold off. Because there was a time when I placed them for a reason. Alright, so I'm not quite filling up on high purity silicon here. Not quite. It looks like they did drop off my new solar panels, which is handy. Let me quickly drop off this titanium. There's an argument to be made now that I'm... Yeah. See, now that I have this coming in from another world, I could save some of my silicon here. Well, I think it might finally be starting to back up. It is. It is. It's starting to back up now. So that's a good sign. I'm happy about that. It also seems like the iron's absolutely backing up as well. Good. All right. Well, that's a very healthy planet then. Let's move on. I would love to pay a quick visit to Zeta Ra and do some similar upgrades. Okay, so healthy is subjective. If we were going for perfect efficiency, then we wouldn't consider that a healthy planet. But for me... Alright. Where is Zeta Ra? Hold that thought. Where? Alright, there you are. For me, the very first outpost world is always a bit of a mess. It can be cleaned up later to a degree, but you're usually putting that together in a somewhat roughshod manner in order to address a rather urgent need for things like silicon and titanium. Alright, so Zeta Ra 3 is my highest priority here. I am almost out of warpers, and I need to be mindful of that. I can probably just grab some here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. How we do it on power. Totally fine. Again, that could change This is a wind planet, so it makes sense that I've got all this wind production already. Fire ice veins, very healthy. Silicon veins, very healthy. Very good to see. Kimberlite, also very healthy. Lots... Oh, yeah. I'll just do these manually. Well, I guess I can use the upgrade tool. Why not? Done. Oh, that's beautiful. Alright, so that's completely set. Yeah, this is one of my absolute healthiest planets. Because, I mean, it's completely saturated in terms of its exports. It is outputting... Wow, you can see that. It's definitely exporting silicon quite regularly to the planets that need it, especially to Alpha Andromeda. So we're funneling silicon into this planet, but there's plenty more. There's 3 million more on this planet, and right now this thing only holds 10,000 at a time. So I'm fine on silicon, thankfully. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these in storage. I still have more than 100 plane smelters ready to go. Thank you again for reminding me that that storage was there. Alright, so I'm going to head to Zeta RA2. I don't think there's as much going on here. And there's still some sightseeing to be done as well, to be fair. Alright, this is definitely a wind planet like its sibling. What have we got here? Yeah, this... You know what? I can go ahead and replace this mining equipment, so I'll do it. That's not even the whole deposit, but it's good enough for me. And I can even get that splitter back, because I just don't need it. Nice! So that's a very important development there, the ability to use photons collected from ray receivers. And I have a very specific plan for that, by the way, that I have not enacted yet. We'll be getting to that, not this episode, but probably the next one or the one after that. We still have a couple of technologies being looked into. Alright, so we were just on Zeta RA 2. Now, does 4 also have anything being produced? I can't recall. Yeah. Silicon. It's just silicon. So I probably just set it up as an export world and forgot about it. But I'll pay a quick visit just to be sure. Oh, yeah, I remember you. Yeah, there's copious amounts of silicon here. Also, there's fractal silicon. Wait, there's fractal silicon. That's interesting. So hold that thought. Does that mean that I'm... Yup. Oh, yeah, but this is... I remember now. This is where I was surprised that it used assemblers, not smelters, but it totally does. So how are we doing on power? Totally fine. Alright, and that fractal silicon vein is in good shape. There's another fractal silicon vein there, but I think we're probably okay here. Yep, we are in totally good shape. Good. So now we'll head to Kipha Borealis. And we've mostly, believe it or not, that's it for the plane smelters. We've gotten everything. Also, there's Kissora and Leonis Minoris. There's other planets that need to be visited for sure. But we've mostly got our plane smelters installed. And we are reaping all of the associated productivity rewards. So the plan, for those of you wondering what I'm talking about, those of you who have played a lot of Dyson Sphere Program might already kind of know what I'm thinking. I want to find a planet that is tidally locked, and we're going to use that to harvest rays. Now, that of course means that in order to do that, we will have to start a Dyson swarm in another system. But that is not a problem at all. All right, so here's Kipha Borealis 3. I don't actually recall. Hang on, let's slow down for a bit. Yeah, so I have optical grading crystal here. Question answered. I was just going to say, I don't recall what I have installed on this planet and what I don't. It really is amazing with the help of the logistics bots. I mean, the number of planets where I've been able to set up logistics bots and blueprints. This used to take so much more time than it now takes, you know, to get entire belts like this set up quickly. Now it's just, like, incredibly fast, and I love it. All right, I can go ahead and increase the demand here to 10,000 so that we can fill this out. Optical grading crystal is fine here. So let me just take a quick look around Kipha Borealis and see what else is going on here. Kipha Borealis 3. Leona Minoris 1. Leona Minoris 2 is producing spiniform. Yeah, so this is producing... Ooh, interesting. I wonder why the production has dropped here. Probably because it filled up, would be my guess. It probably filled up. Now what about Kisora? Just seeing what's being produced and where. Yeah, so that's it in terms of plane smelters. I mean, I still have more in my inventory, and I'll be able to do more, but let's head back before I end the episode. We're about 32 minutes in, so I don't want to take too much more time, but I want to go back and take a look at the state of that hydrogen situation, because that is one thing during the previous episode that really frustrated me, and I would love to have that at least looking good by the end of this episode. So that I could turn my attention towards things like getting a Dyson swarm going in another system. And I could set up ray collection here. There's nothing stopping me. I already have ray collection set up on this planet, in fact. So I could, and I still might. But I tend to look for tidally locked worlds, just for the sheer efficiency of it all. Oh wow, it's empty. So that was fast. That's great news. So let's go ahead and completely delete all of that. And this is great because it gives me an opportunity to re-examine what I was looking at earlier in this episode. So we have multiple sources of hydrogen coming in here. We have the line coming in. Yeah, so where is this coming from? This was just an output line to the old storage, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. This line is coming in from these guys. Refineries. And then it was... And this is also an input line. This is the import line. This is the line coming in from refineries. So we have 3 lines here. Let's delete you. Let's also delete you. And then we have this line too. So 4 lines altogether coming in. So here's what I'm going to do first and foremost. I think I see a solution here. Maybe. Yeah, let's delete the middle line here. And this will now be an output line. That way we have room for 2 input lines. Just want to make sure there's enough room, which there should be there. All right, so now anything inputting into this, I want to make sure is heavily stacked and properly stacked. So we're going to have 2 pilers to make sure that that's set up properly. All right, and that line is already going in, I believe. I can't see it, but I'm going to trust it. We'll know very quickly if it's not functioning. We'll put that right there. Now this is where we had fuel being stored. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this entirely because it's no longer needed in the same way. All right, so this is where the fuel will be going. Still a little messy. Here are our 4 lines. Close. I'm going to put a piler on literally all 4. Like that. And then what I shall do is we'll have 2 splitters, like so. This may work. Hang on. I might have to be a little creative with it. Let's see if this will work. Yeah, I have to be a little creative. There's that. And now, the pièce de résistance. Magical. And the question is, I mean, this one, because it is... Hang on. This is where we're importing from, right? So let me verify this. That's right. So this depends on... This is our graphene-based input. What about over here? Same thing? Yeah. So this is where we're getting extra hydrogen from the graphene production. And because graphene is completely full and not being consumed right now, one of those lines is going to be empty, but everything else is running. So now what I can do, just to be even more gratuitous with it and make sure that we're in good shape, is I can rebuild that full stack. And there's our renovated hydrogen production. We're almost 40 minutes in, so I'm going to stop this episode here. And that's freed things up a lot. Even if a few of the lines coming in are a little bit more... sparing, shall we say, in how much they're bringing in. It's a lot better than it was. And certainly less spaghetti going on here. So, now that that's done, we're continuing to work towards controlled annihilation, which is going to give us the antimatter fuel rod, which you can see right there. Called it dark matter in the last episode, but you know what I meant. And then we have the artificial suns. We have ray transmission efficiency and a whole bunch of efficiency improvements to our transports as well that will be running while we get those artificial suns and antimatter fuel rods up and running. But first, we're going to need to find a tidally locked world, so that'll be a task for the next episode or 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.